The time has come for a couple of final questions to be put to the heavyweight champion of the world. Question number one, your trainer, Angelo Dundee, your former manager, the only white man in your entourage. There have been repeated press reports that you're about to dispose of Dundee. Is this true?
Well, I'd like to say one thing, Howard, to the people out here in the public. The things that I said about the press and writers, I wasn't talking about all writers, only of the main ones in Chicago and New York, who outright, deliberately went as far as I would say as lied on what happened, not only in the fight and about my manager and other things in Texas, and also Angelo Dundee. I'm not thinking about firing Angelo. He's the best man that in boxing today, and Angelo will be with me as long as I'm boxing, I'm sure. And the press as a whole is not the way that I presented them on the air, but mainly a few writers here in New York City, mainly, and Chicago.
You're really hedging.
So I don't want to make any of the writers and people feel that I'm attacking all of them. I'm not.
Why are you hedging? Because Herbert Muhammad came up to you during a commercial break and whispered
Well, what Herbert Muhammad said to me during that commercial break had nothing to do with what I've just said.
Your word of honor?
My word of honor.
You just have reconsidered and you find that only certain writers are.
Right. I had this in mind.
Now, let me tell you something about writers. Right here in New York City, within the past 3 days, at least 2 writers have intellectualized in literature your philosophy as expressed here today. James Wexler of the New York Post in a column on Thursday. The New York Times book review section in a column on Friday.
Well, I don't know neither one of these writers.
All right. They are men outside of sports. So you see, it is a free country. And you see that there are people who do agree with you, no matter how unpopular you may be.
I'm glad I just said what I said before you told me that.
And the test of a man's courage is not necessarily his willingness to support you. Do you understand that? And the test of a reporter is not necessarily his willingness to support you.
His test is to write the truth of what he's seeing here and not lie.
Or if he is talking with you, to adduce that truth from you and to let films speak from themselves. The questions of fear and courage are not involved. Do you understand that?
Well, I'm trying to. Your words are so large. See, I didn't go to college, and I don't understand the meaning of the big words you're talking.
Yes, but as I said, you are not a stupid boy. Now, one final question. What will your next fight be?
Well, it's up to my manager, Herbert Muhammad. He's the boss.
Whom would you like to fight, and where and when?
I'd like to fight whoever you think's the best, the #1 man. I'd say he's Zoe Foley.
I'm not sure that there's anybody left, really, for you to fight.
You.
That may come about someday. Thank you for coming
Just stay in shape.